So let's talk about playing zone when we are the red defense here. So one of the things I've been wanting to do, and I've been holding off because we hadn't had a chance to go over zone, is play zone when the other team's passing the ball in. Because I would kind of just went over that with how our inbounds play kind of failed a little bit because they were doing zone. This is something that I noticed when Hannah's high school team, they actually do zone on a lot of the inbounds plays because it messes up inbounds plays. So let's just go through this again. Is if we're the red, and if we set up in a pretty standard 2-3 zone, but again, kind of maybe tightening it in a little bit, and then let's put them in a standard box situation. Again, I don't know what numbers they put anywhere. So a lot of teams will set up in a box, kind of like we do, but a standard box situation is where they high screen for their player to come down. And what happens is if they do that, the person guarding the man up top, he gets trapped, and then this person comes down, is wide open. But if we do zone and they try to pull off a standard box play where it's just a high screen and come down, it won't work if 3 is playing its position and reading the situation. That 5, when the screen goes up, when the person goes up to screen, they sit right here. When 5 comes down, there is no pass because they stayed there. And this actually is done without a person necessarily guarding on ball, because we'd rather prevent their pass and be covered in all these areas than have somebody sticking on ball, because you can try to block the pass in, but if we leave one person open, then they're going to be able to get it in. If we have 5 people defending an area, giving up this person's freedom to pass it in, now we have a man advantage to block their play. So one other thing that they could do is if they run some kind of stack, which again we may do eventually, depends on how much we want to learn in the short amount of time we have these practices. If they run a stack, we will still, if we would want to do this, and I think it would be beneficial, we will still run a type of zone, just we will tighten it up to be a little more surrounding the players, because there's no reason for 4 to be over here. That would not make sense. So he plays in his tight extreme location there, 2 pulls in, 5 again is not guarding the ball, it's hard to show on here, but he's guarding the main area under the basket where the likeliest shot will be. Now whatever they do, they may do a split, whatever it is. Again, if we just adjust and stay in our zone area, don't necessarily follow these players around with their screens, but just say, hey, anybody in here I'm going to prevent from getting the pass. Anybody from here from getting a pass. 5 is in there, going to be our shot blocker, doing whatever he needs to do. If anybody tries to drive in, and even if they give him the ball, 5 is there waiting for him. So I would like for us, if we can understand zone in a regular offense, I would like to try and bring it into the inbounds play, because it will throw off any up and down screens they might do. Which again, if they move the ball around, if this person pops out here, or something like that, we have to adjust and decide how far we're willing to chase. Are we willing to allow them to try to make that pass and we intercept it? I do not want 2 or somebody like this coming all the way out there being tight man, because then this guy can cut in quickly and get the ball. 2 is responsible for this area, and he can be in the line of sight, the straight through, so as long as he's in the line of that pass to where the player is, he's doing his job. Same thing for 1. He's staying within that passing line and playing right there in that zone, because if they do pass it, he can possibly pick it off on the way.